crap. I screwed it up. The music was supposed to fade out. It was supposed to fade out. Oh, my God. All right. Good. Well, hey, we're here. It's Wednesday. Hey. What's up? It's the Death Rattle Podcast. It is 7 p.m. here on the East Coast, 4 p.m. over there on the West Coast, and whatever time it is, wherever you are across the pond. This is the Death Rattle Podcast. It's Wednesday, and we're here. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? So that's DJ, and I'm Kanan.
That's right. I'm your host, DJ from Horror Sucks, and with me is my co-host, Mr. Kanan Becker from Ghost Pirate Entertainment.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Hey, at least we don't start ours like a lot of streams or podcasts where it's just like dead air and them scratching their ass for the first like 5 minutes. That stuff drives me crazy because I'm like, if you're watching it in the replay, you could fast forward it. You know what I mean? But for anybody that comes in right away, you're just like sitting there watching this for like 5 minutes of nothing. It's stupid. Like, I don't understand that logic. Like, if you're in a stream, man, be ready to go.
At least with this show, there's something going on.
Yeah, we may be a shit show, like a fucking mess, but at least we're a show.
Yeah, but at least we're a show. That's right. All right, let's see what's going on in the chat. Matt Hicks was early. Says, sorry, I missed the last few streams. It's all good, Matt. Good to see you, though. Terry's in the chat. Locknot Clown says, hello. Hello, Locknot. Al's in the chat. What's going on? South London Reseller, what's up? Good to see you in the UK. It's late over there. Thanks for staying up late, being a night owl, listening to us. Lockdown 45. No relation to Locknot the Clown. What's going on? Good to see you. John Connor's in the chat. Prop Dude says here on time for once. Didn't see Weapon yet.
I seen you some business, Prop Dude. I sent some people your way, so hopefully they follow through because they're asking about the mask. I need you to reach out to me and give me official links. Like, because before you've said Patreon, and I was thinking you're on Etsy. So are you on both? And if so, where do you prefer people to be sent? Because like, I'd love for people to be able to get this Hard Eyes, and with the new Black Phone 2 coming up, people are going to be digging that mask. I need to get around. I should have just had you paint my copy of the mask for Black Phone 2, because I just don't know if I'm ever going to get time to paint it. But either way, I would like to send people your way, but I needed to make sure I'm sending them into the correct spots. So, dude, Spirit Halloween fucking opened up.
I know. It's time to do some decorating.
I drove by yesterday and was like, whoa, there's a now open already? Like, whoa.
People like to treat Spirit Halloween like a Halloween decorations store. I like to treat it as just like home decor. That's how I like to. Like, people go
to me, it's a holiday. Like, literally, that's the beginning of Halloween for me, is when Spirit opens. Like, my first visit to Spirit is when Halloween begins for me, and I start celebrating, especially nowadays, because like, I don't do anything really for Halloween that isn't channel related. So a lot of the celebrating of Halloween for me is about getting the costumes, figuring out what theme I'm going to go with this year. And, you know, because I try to wear a different costume for every video, it's for all of October.
It is mid-August, and I still don't have my costume picked out, so I am lagging. By this time,
I end up having to have like 10. Like, last year, I had 10 different costumes.
That's crazy. 10? That's nuts.
Because I did 10 different videos, and I wear a different costume in every video.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But I mean, I have so much stuff from over the years, so like, I recycle things, you know, like.
Yeah, that's smart.
With each costume, there'll be one, like the main piece will be new, like a new mask. But like, I wear a lot of the same cloaks around those, or, you know what I mean?
Gotcha. What's up, Terry? Nightingale Widow, what's up? Hermes Girl, what's up? Heather, what's up? I just want to say hi to everybody first. Bookworm, we got 50 people already, viewers. Like, we're 7 minutes in, and we got 50. Let's get to 100, folks. Share the show. Let's go. Jordan, what's going on? Let me see here. Layla Kitten says rawr. Rawr. I don't know if that might be a deep cut for anybody on TikTok. David Kobus is in the chat. The monkey was great, lol, but the final kill was dumb. Okay.
The monkey?
That's the first. That's the first.
Oh, does he mean the brother? Like
we
that,
lost 9 people. Kill? I said 50 are watching and 9 are just like, fuck that.
Yeah,
we're out of here.
They help. Did you? Am I still there?
You're still here. You're still here.
It's for some reason when I get a phone call, like I got to figure out why, but it sends it to the laptop. Like it sends it to all my Apple devices. Apple? Yeah, and Apple? I'm like, I don't.
They're all connected.
Yeah, like I don't, and I like there's, like speaking of Apple. So earlier today, like just behind the scenes, like how I function. This is what I look like all day. Like that. This is literally what I look like all day because in this year is me editing. Like that's my editing audio. And then in this year is my TV, like whatever I'm watching. And so I don't watch on a TV. I don't watch anything on the TV. I watch movies on my tablet because it just works better to be editing with my phone and then, watching a movie with this year. And because I've done it for so long and so much, my brain has gotten really good at like dividing. Like it's like to most people that would probably seem like, I don't know, overwhelming or
that's insane.
But
I can't even.
I do it like 15 hours most days.
I can't even watch a movie I don't like and do something else. I have to pause it if something else comes up. Like
yeah, but I mean, it's practice. It's practice. Like it wasn't like I started out this way.
Prop dude says,
it used to be for a long time. It was only things that were like brain rot. So to do that, I was focusing on the editing, but it would just be like some background noise kind of thing going on my TV. And then I started doing it with the tablet. But then over time, it's gotten to where my brain can pay attention to both, especially the movie, because I've gotten so good at the editing stuff. A lot of the raw stuff where like I've gotten to where I can just hear the patterns of my voice and the rise and falls and the way I talk, that I know if I fucked up a line or, like I did something I want to cut out, basically, not even fucking up a line, but like just something I'm going to want to cut out. I could tell just by the way my voice starts to drop off. Like I could tell about a word or two before I even flub. I can tell. Yeah. Like it's hard to even explain. And so I can just barely pay attention to the editing and do that. Like so a lot of the times I'm focusing on the movie, but that stuff is so time consuming. Like yesterday, 12 hours, especially because I'm getting more and more into like trying to script my videos to a certain extent because I want to add more information and like just be more concise, like about certain movies, like not forget to maybe talk about, behind the scenes, like stuff about it, like fun facts, like, or whatever. Like the true crime one I did was pretty much mostly scripted because I wanted to really talk about these true crime and how they affected or how they inspired a movie. Right. Just like basically what I do is I script the whole thing, but then there'll be these chunks where I just like, I'll put a note, I'll write like, I don't even know, like it depends. But basically I know that when I reach that point of the script, that's when it's off the cuff. So it's just me kind of saying whatever. And so there'll be like, like I'll talk for 20 seconds and then there'll be one of those spots, another 20 seconds, one of those spots. And so it's never fully scripted, but it's also not totally raw. And it's just kind of a blend of both. And a lot of times I cut out a lot of the stuff that I script anyway, but it's like, it's like better to have as much raw material as possible.
Oh yeah.
So like I'll have 2 hours of raw footage in most of my videos, and then they're cut down to 20 to 25 minutes. That's because there's a lot of it that's just like, I'm not going to use that. So
yeah, well, all of mine is scripted.
but where that
rough.
started was, so I'm sitting there doing what I always do, and I always have my tablet sitting on its little stand thing on the arm of my lazy boy type of chair that I sit in. I don't even know why, but it decided to take a fucking nosedive. And it's done this, many, many, many times. It's not like the first time it's ever fallen, but it fell just right and just exploded the glass.
Oh, that sucks.
And like Apple products have gotten really tough. So like you could drop them a lot and they very rarely break anymore. But like it must have just fallen just right on the edge and it splintered. And
Damn.
So I spent most of my day trying to figure out what the hell I'm going to do about my tablet. And luckily my sister had an old one that's going to be just fine for a while. Cause I still owe like $400 on the other one.
Oh,
like I almost upgraded to the newest, like the latest, greatest one. And it's like $1,200.
You didn't have like Apple Care or anything on it where you could like be like, yeah.
No, I don't know how. I don't know what the deal was. I got to look more into it still because I should have had insurance and I swear I've had insurance and I don't know like how that got removed from my account. So like I got to contact them today later, like when we're done here or tomorrow or whatever, and find out.
All right.
Yeah. But so it's been one of those days. It just started out not the greatest, but I did see an amazing movie besides Weapons that I wanted to talk about.
All right, we'll talk about it. Let me just get through some of this and then we'll go. Baker Man says, Baker always in. What's up, Pirate? Remark, what's your YouTube channel? My YouTube channel is Horror Sucks.
Because he's an asshole.
Because I'm an asshole. So if you want to see objective film critique on horror movies, come on over and take a look. But
it's really funny because I think I'm rubbing off on you because you've been a lot nicer to movies lately.
No, you haven't. No, I promise you have not been rubbing off on me. It's just
we have been in sync.
This year has been
I'm just saying it has been. But I'm just saying we've been in sync. We've mostly agreed on the last like number of movies.
When movies are good,
because we have shit. I mean, we don't 100% agree, but we're pretty in sync on the last probably 5 or 6 big movies.
Yeah, because when movies are good, I will say they're good. I'm not just some contrarian. I'm not just like, oh, this is bad because everybody else is saying it's good. I think the
truth is we are both kind of rubbing off on each other because like I found myself because of you thinking a little bit more and not being as forgiving. Not like hating on movies or anything, but just being a little more like,
I don't hate
also it comes down to just watching movies for so long at this point and like breaking them down, you know what I'm saying? Like you start to get to where, you don't just, because it's not like there for a long time I just was watching a movie as entertainment and I still do, but there's a definite where I'm breaking them down and looking at the different elements involved and the nuance and things like that. So
sorry, I was trying to get through these comments. I wasn't listening. But good. You shouldn't be.
Well, I paused so you could finish this.
You shouldn't be so nice to movies. Okay, that's fine. Clever Cleaver says, what's up, all? Good to see you. Bookworm says, going to be in and out because of oncoming phone calls. Apologies ahead of time. It's all right, Bookworm. Do your thing. I'm just mad we're not at 50 viewers anymore. What's going on, guy? 43? Come on. Tell your friends. We're on. This is a great show. You guys love it.
It's odd, too, because it almost feels like it froze at 43. Like, like
Rain of
something's
Horror
up with the counter.
Good evening. What's up? Al wants a t-shirt reveal. You want a t-shirt reveal of what? We don't have any t-shirts. We have no merch on this show. We should open up a Teespring account and sell Death Rattle t-shirts. You
just started selling one for your event, right?
We just started selling t-shirts for the Jacksonville Horror Film Festival, though, taking place next year, early 2026. It was supposed to be February. It's probably going to end up being March now, but that's okay.
And what's the website?
The website is jackshorrorfilmfest.com.
Throw that in the chat.
All right. Okay. Give me a second. I'm gonna
because I know
Since
channels will do that a lot, and then I'm like,
since we are shamelessly self-promoting other stuff,
it's not shameless. Like,
it is
like we work hard to make shit, and we're making stuff for people. Because God knows we don't make, like, neither of us make jack shit for money.
that is true.
Like, people have no idea, man. Like, if you don't love the game, don't do any of the stuff that we do.
So this is our
yeah.
There we go. So this is for the festival. We have underwear. Man panties.
Nobody does underwear.
I know. So if you want exclusive Jacksonville Horror Film Festival man panties, they are available for the low price of $25.
Yeah, I'm working on my first unique product that a legitimate product, not just like right now you can get a Ghost Pirate, shirt on Teesprings. Like, I have the bare minimum kind of merchandise available, but it won't be through Teesprings. It's going to be through an actual legit company. Hopefully it all comes through, but
nice.
Yeah, if it does, like, I'll talk to you about it off the air, but like, if it does, dude, it's like the most cool branding I haven't seen any other YouTubers do, and it's very fitting and perfect for my for me as a person, so
that's awesome, man.
Yeah. I like, people for years told me I should do an eye patch. I'm like, I can't imagine a lot of people buying an eye patch, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Terry says, I
like
did Freddy a couple years ago. It was a fun costume. I have not done Freddy Krueger yet. My best friend Jason did Freddy.
Yeah, I've never done Freddy because I've always been a big fat motherfucker. Like, I've done Jason. I did Jason a lot growing up, a lot.
Nee says, did you guys like weapons? Everyone's raving over it.
Thank you so much, Prop Dude.
Oh, yeah, look at this.
That is very sweet, man. Thank you.
Got a $10 super chat for the tablet fund from Prop Dude. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
New tablet. Going to the prop fund. Okay. What's going on here? Okay, people are talking about weapons. Guys, we'll talk about weapons here in a minute.
Should we do the trailers first?
Yeah, let's do the trailers first. I just want to get through just a little more chats. I want to catch up real quick, and then
because we'll probably end the show with a little bit of some spoiler talk.
Yeah, we probably weapons.
Will. Like, we'll talk at length about it before spoilers, but then at the end we'll give a big warning and probably talk, because it's one of those movies that you could easily spoil, but it's also hard to really talk about without spoiling it to a certain extent. So
yeah. Matt says, love the t-shirt. John says, for a convention,
repping the classic OG Frankenstein.
Hell yeah. John says, for a convention, I'd love to put together a Horace Pinker costume together from Wes Craven Shocker. Yeah, do it, dude.
You know what I don't have the look for it, but I've always thought one of the coolest costumes that you never see anybody do is the Jeffrey Combs character from the Frighteners. I've always thought that would be the coolest looking costume, because he's just that real creepy looking, black slick hair look. It looks super cool. Especially if you did him after he's dead, when he's the ghost version. I think that would be a fun costume.
I did Herbert West once.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
I can't do, because of my size, I can't do most. Sure, I could do any of them, but I like to look like the character. But like, besides, Leatherface and Jason, there isn't a ton. And so I always just kind of come up with my own thing.
We're up to 60 viewers. That's what I like to see.
Stuff. Yeah, there we go.
Let's go. What's up, Kate? Lockdown says, sorry, I keep getting kicked out. That's okay.
What's up, Dominic?
Let me see here. South London Reseller says, horror's finally gained recognition, yet it still rarely wins major awards. You know what? That's okay. We got our own awards. And the Jacksonville Horror Film Festival is going to be the next prestigious horror award show.
It's kind of always been this way. I think a lot of the reason people kind of feel that way now is because we did have kind of a lull stretch where horror movies weren't killing it as much, like especially in the 90s. Really, the 90s up until the early 2000s, horror wasn't. You had, your one-offs here and there, like you had Scream, but they still weren't killing it like they are now. But like if you look back in the 70s and the 80s and even into the early 90s, like horror movies were like a boon in the industry. And then for the last over 10 years, it's been the same way. I mean, people forget we had It that made like $600 million.
Yeah.
Between the two, it was like $1.2 billion or something like that. So like horror always, every year there's at least one or two horror movies that do big, compared to like it's always destroyed comedy and drama.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, the only one it can't really keep up with is like your blockbuster summer movies. But
and Family Christmas.
No, I think it beats those.
No.
Family Christmas movies don't make that much.
Yes, they do. Family Christmas constantly profit.
You have some, but you have like a lot of them that, especially in the last few years,
they don't
not making money.
They don't ever blow up, but they constantly make money for their budget.
No, I'm not. I don't mean that. I mean like this year, dude. Some of the biggest grossing movies this year, like in that top 10, a good chunk of them are horror. Like we've had multiple go over 100 million. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about ones that are in that, like, at the end of the year, some of the biggest grossing of the year. Christmas movies, yes, they always make a ton, especially because a lot of them go to Hallmark and they're made for like almost no money at all.
Yeah, and they're background movies, so they're constantly the entire movie is being streamed all the time. It's not like people are watching it and going, "This sucks," and turning it off. They're just turning it on and letting it play. So they're getting 100% watch time. So they're getting 100% payout from that.
I'm excited to see how well the Silent Night, Deadly Night remake does, how well it does this year.
Yeah, we'll see. 62 viewers.
We haven't had, there's almost no IP kind of thing for Christmas. This is like one of the only ones. And then we also are having a sequel to Violent Night. I think that's not till next year though. But either way, I'm excited to see if those make considerable money at Christmas.
What trailer you want to watch first?
Let's start with the Shelby Oaks.
All
well,
right.
let's do the two I was talking about, and then I don't know, see where we're at after that.
Okay. Well, what do you want to do? Do you want to do Shelby Oaks or one of the other ones?
Yeah, let's start with Shelby Oaks.
Okay.
Okay, big warning. The beginning of this trailer, something happens that, like, if you are bothered by anything self-harm related, I'll just say that, you might want to tune out and come back in like 10 minutes or something, or whatever. I know some people are super triggered by that, and I'm not trying to,
Now get over it. All right.
No, dude, that's something, like, for a long time after I found my uncle, or after my uncle had, like, taken his own life, like, that was something for a lot of my life that I had PTSD over. So, like, I get it. Like, if you had a loved one, or like my sister's husband's dad on Christmas, I think it was on Christmas, like, killed himself. So, like, there's certain things that I don't, I'm not trying to, like, ruin someone's day.
All right. Well, here it comes. You've had your warning, I guess. So here we go.
Yeah.
Do you need help?
She finally let me go.
You didn't select the red band one, huh?
I thought I did.
Maybe they already edited it or something, because the one I saw was more
Welcome
brutal.
back to the Paranormal Paradise. Today we're taking our first foray into the abandoned town of Shelby Oaks.
I clicked on the Chris stuff.
Yeah.
This is on.
Yeah, he probably didn't share the record. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. Not like it much difference.
I've been searching for Riley for the last 12 years. I know my sister's not dead.
See, I'm stoked because I thought this movie was all found footage.
Didn't they do some reshoots?
This is the edited one because like none of that was blurred out and stuff in the red band. So, but that's fine. Like we don't need to get the channel like striked or anything anyway.
Yeah, we already have a hard time doing it.
Yeah, I know he did. He did some, but I also think that it's just a misnomer because like he isn't like we know there's found footage in it. So I think a lot of people like myself, we just kind of thought it was a found footage movie, but it's not. It was never gonna be a found footage movie. It just simply has found footage in it.
How much did he make on his Kickstarter? Was it $2.5 million?
No, he made a little over $1 million.
Oh, so what? Okay, if you well, okay. I mean, I guess $1 million found footage movie makes more sense. But anyway, this looks good for $1 million.
It makes more sense to me now. I do think that maybe originally it was going to be just found footage, but then when he got a bigger budget, because he never thought like his initial goal was like 100,000, I think, or
like $100,000. Yeah, which that would definitely be a found footage.
Yeah, so like this all changed quite a bit as things kept developing. Like who he had casted, he like, he ended up getting a lot of legit actors in this that he never anticipated. Special effects, like he ended up being able to hire like a crew, and a lot of this he thought he was just doing it all himself. So like that's what's so cool about all this is that so much of it is created by fans. And something I respect a lot about Chris is how much he is constantly said that and constantly keeps saying that this is for you guys. You guys are what made this. You guys are what did this. And like, you know what I mean? He's not like, this is all me, like a lot of YouTubers or whatever.
Riley Brennan is still missing.
The last night I saw her, she said she saw a man standing in her window staring at her.
But like this looks really good. Like the quality of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My only issue is
you live alone out here?
Text in the damn trailer. I hate text in the trailer.
Yeah.
Nope.
But I know Chris had nothing at all.
Where is my sister?
That looks like Mansfield performance.
That's where it was shot. That was where a lot of the budget went, was to be able to get that location.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, so here's the thing. I'm going to see it because I'm interested in the movie, but that trailer is not like awesome.
No, it's not.
So that's
like it's odd to me because I actually think the movie is going to be better than the trailer. It's one of those rare situations
I hope
where
so.
I feel like, because the trailer doesn't show anything. Like it feels like they're just, and what it's making me think is that there must be quite a bit of things that would easily spoil it to show.
Yeah.
Which is a bummer because I don't know how well this is going to do. I don't know. I mean, I wish they had done a little more of like their marketing, like the way they did for Osgood Perkins stuff, where it's super mysterious, or this way that we've seen the marketing done for weapons as well. Like you can not show anything and still do it in a way that makes it feel creepy and mysterious.
Yeah.
But I'm just not impressed with the trailer. And I know that he didn't make the trailer, so it's not
Yeah, I'm
You
not
know,
blaming Chris for the trailer.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the trailer doesn't very like it didn't
No,
really
it doesn't. I wanted to play it for multiple reasons. One, we've been talking about this movie for a couple years, but more than that, to support. Like he is the thing with Chris Duckman. He's different than, like, yes, he's a YouTuber, but he's much closer to like a blue collar YouTuber. Like, yes, he's over 1 million, but he's been doing it on the platform for like over 10 years.
Yeah.
So he's much more that blue collar type of YouTuber than he is an influencer, if that makes sense. Like, I know you know what I mean, but like,
yeah. We'll see. We'll see if it's good or not.
Yeah. I mean, Neon picked it up and Flanagan's involved. So those two things make me think that there's those
there's at least potential.
Flanagan doesn't get involved with anything that's not at least decent. Like, I have never seen his name on something that wasn't at least decent.
Yeah.
Granted, some of the stuff he's put his name on isn't mind blowing. You know what I mean? Like the things he's produced and stuff, but
yeah, it's at least
all,
passable.
yeah. You know, I
I
don't know if this is going to blow me away, but like either way, it definitely looks much more competently shot and better than like, what is it? Eden, what was it? Late on
Lake Eden.
Eden Lake.
Eden Lake.
Yeah, and that bummed me out. I haven't seen it, but like it bums me out because I watch her channel, Call Me Chris, and her editor and her best friend Selena, who also has a pretty good sized YouTube channel. Like, they made it, and like everything I'm hearing, like, one, it is totally found footage, but like everything I've heard is it is just like a mess. And I was expecting this to be a little closer to that, and it doesn't. Instead, it looks like a movie that Neon would pick up, like nothing to do with a YouTuber making it. So anyway, this next trailer I'm excited about.
Well, I have to scroll through like the 150 producers on IMDb to find the damn cinematographer on this. Who is the cinematographer? Hey, who is the cinematographer for this movie?
He wore multiple hats, so he might have been the cinematographer.
No, Chris did not shoot this. I know he didn't.
No, I know he didn't physically shoot it.
Oh my God. All right, I don't care enough. Wait, I'm almost there.
We can see a ghostly person behind you. Hello, ghostly person.
That's Architect Sam. A lightning bolt hit her apartment building, and all of the fire alarms are going off. And
seriously?
Yeah. So she's coming over here.
A lightning bolt hit her apartment building?
Yeah.
Dude, that's scary shit.
No,
I'm just laughing because the way your thing is like, we just get little bits of her torso, a little bit here and there. So it's like a floating shirt.
Okay. All right. Let's go to cold storage.
Yeah.
Actually, no, we have chats about Shelby Oaks. Let's do that first.
Yeah, definitely.
Vorpal says the trailer failed to engage me. Okay. I mean, same. Baker Man says Shelby Oaks looks good.
It looks well made, but it doesn't.
It looks well made.
It didn't grab me at all. Like, it was just very like, okay.
Tim says it's good to see Kanan out and about on the Vegas trip. Al says great quality, very vivid, crystal clear film.
Mm-hmm.
The cinematographer.
That's what I was talking about. Like the way it's shot. Like, I'm not talking about anything beyond that, but just the way it's shot looks really well.
Clever Cleaver says Mike Flanagan expanding his horror reach and creation, trying to find his hit Grove. Looks good. John says I like films that have the main character looking for a kidnapped loved one. Hermes Girl says that looks good.
It reminded me of Censor. Like, that element reminds me of Censor.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, if it's going to have Like, I'm really curious if it's going to have the artsy, like a slow burn artsy feel to it. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from the trailer, but we'll see.
Yeah, probably. I just hope it's not too slow burn because, like,
exactly. Yep.
Like, let's go. All right. Okay. All right. We're watching Cold Storage. Here is Cold.
Dude, buckle up. This is the coolest looking shit, dude. Like, I am so amped for this. The crazy thing is, this trailer is already released, and it doesn't come out till next year. So, like, this is going to be a movie that's pushed the shit out of.
Nice. I actually want to say there was a trailer for what's that stupid alien movie that I'm stoked for? We watched the trailer a couple days. Something in Stigs.
Oh yeah, it comes out tomorrow, dude.
Yeah. But what's the movie called?
I just bought my ticket to it. It's
something in Stigs. Anyway,
2 names. Yeah.
They had a trailer for it before Weapons, but the sound in the trailer was awful. And I was like,
Jimmy and Stiggs. Yeah, but that's like bottom of the barrel budget. So
I know. So
they have no marketing.
But if you're gonna put a trailer in Cinemark,
yeah,
like get on that audio.
Well, yeah, and especially because it's produced by Eli Roth. Like,
yeah, like come on, man, put some money into it.
His producing is literally only the finished product stuff. Like, he had nothing to do with it being made. It was already made when he got on board.
Right.
So like, you'd think like that, so I don't know. I don't know if the movie is going to have that bad of sound or what, but yeah, I agree. The sound was like, whoa, what is this? But,
yeah. All right. Here is Cold Storage with Liam Neeson.
So when did the outbreak start? That's unclear.
Oh my God. What is it?
I don't know. But it's big.
This place was military storage back in the day.
You want to go down and see it?
No.
I'm a big fan of hers too.
Jesus Christ!
Oh God!
We have a real problem here. There's like a virus or a fungus.
No shit.
That's not natural. That fucking deer just took the fucking elevator.
What happened to the volume?
What?
All of a sudden, the volume turned down.
My name is talking about me.
Could you please ask him to shut the fuck up?
Just say it.
Now it's
We're
back.
gonna be fine.
I think it's a connection issue.
Probably.
But yeah, like the fact that they're promoting it already, like that's awesome.
That looks
because it means
great.
that they really believe in it. Like, to release some shit, like it's not normally 6 months ahead of time, trailers are only dropped for movies like Marvel movies and stuff, you know, but for a like an extreme body horror, like, black comedy, I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, that they're actually, behind it. And it's got a great cast. Like, I really like all of them.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I became a big fan all over again for Liam Neeson. Like, last number of years I've been like, whatever, dude, he's in something, I'm not gonna watch it because it's all the same character basically, like his Taken character.
He's branching out,
but dude, he was amazing in Lethal Weapon, or no,
Naked Gun.
Yeah,
I know.
He was amazing in it. And so I'm like, him and Pamela Anderson, I'm like, anything the two of them do, like, I am all in, because it's like there's something about them at this age where they just feel like they're willing to just have fun and just not give a shit. And like, I love that.
Well, I feel like Pam Anderson's been like that because she's been in some pretty wild shit and like she's been in a lot of like tongue-in-cheek kind of stuff where she knows, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but she hadn't been in anything for like 20 years, dude.
Yeah, I mean, not recently. That's right.
No.
Do you remember
yes,
that?
You're
do you
right.
remember that cartoon, that Barbed
Barbed Wire.
Barbed Wire? Dude,
Yep.
I used to watch that cartoon all the time.
I was all into that shit. I was like,
Yeah.
what? You see
It was
Pamela
good, though.
Anderson's
Like, it was
boobs?
a-
I'm like, I am in.
It was a good show.
No,
though.
it was only good because we were like young
No,
and
no,
dumb
it was
and full
actually
of
no.
cum.
Because I went back and rewatched it. It was actually good. Like it was.
Are you talking about the
actually
cartoon or the
funny.
movie?
Talking about the cartoon.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
the
it
movie
was actually
the
funny.
movie
It
is
was
more
very-
what I was talking about because you saw her
I mean-
boobs in the movie.
And oh yeah, and wait, what? Oh, in Barbed Wire. Well, yeah, but no, I'm talking about the cartoon. I'm talking
Yeah.
about the Stripperella. That one.
Yeah, you're
Remember
not
that one?
talking about Barbed Wire.
Right. What'd
Yeah.
you say? I thought we were talking about Stripperella.
You said Barbed Wire, jackass.
Oh, I lied. My bad.
Yeah, that's why I was
I mean,
saying
that was also a good movie, but
fun, but only in the dumb way that
Right.
it was. Like that's
right,
what
but in its
No,
own special
Stripperella
way.
was actually a really fun
Yeah,
animated.
it was actually a decent show.
show.
Like it was good.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah,
it's
that
on
was
rewatch.
on-
You're like, wow, this is
that
actually
was on
good.
HBO, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. I actually did. I really liked the animation style of that.
Yeah, it was that.
So-
It was that Batman Superman
Mhm.
kind of style
Like
animation. It was good. Justice League stuff.
I'm trying to
was
remember, but I think it was the same art director that did those not Dark Knight. What was the name of those more dark edged Batman animation?
Yeah. Do you know
series?
why that cartoon looked the way that it did? The Batman one, at least. You know what their secret was? It's brilliant. It's brilliant. They drew everything on black paper
Yeah, that's right.
instead of
I
white.
knew what you were talking about, but I was
Totally.
like trying to remember, like, because I remember hearing about this.
Yeah, just brilliant. Just everybody
Yep.
that worked on that show are just creative geniuses. Like we'll never get a show like the Batman animated series. The Batman animated series created 2 new characters that are super popular in the comic canon and revitalized the story of Mr. Freeze.
It
It's
had the
because of the
perfect-
animated.
It had the perfect tone.
Yeah.
Like that I wish we would be able to get movies because I mean, I did love Batman, the most recent one with Robert Pattinson, because I did feel like it was the closest to that. But even still, there was a little more humor, but it was never funny. Like it felt serious and dark, but yet
Dude, some of those
like
episodes
the
were
villains.
tragic.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is there was
Like
still
Mr. Freeze
like
one.
a humor to the villains. Like there were still a little more over the top, but yet it was all super serious.
A little.
And like that's what I feel like we've never gotten tone wise. It's like whenever Batman tries to do something silly, it's like too much, or when they do things serious, it's like a little bit too serious. Like they've never found that balance like that, series did. But
Phillies Blunt gifted a Ghost Pirate Entertainment membership. Thank you, Phillies.
thank you. If you want to get to the chats for what they think about cold storage, I'm going to run and grab a drink. I'll be right back.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. All right, so your chats for cold storage. I got to scroll up now because I was too busy talking about Barbed Wire and Stripperella. This has nothing to do with it. Stephanie says Niece's Pieces. Is that a Liam Neeson nickname? Casey says that was a great splat. Looks awesome. Nightingale says looks gross. Love it. Yep. Kay says the Crazies could be similar. Could be similar. The 1976 original Crazies.
Yeah, I don't get that
fucking
reference.
awesome. If
Because that
you have
doesn't look
never
anything
seen-
like the Crazies. The Crazies is both versions are like super serious. There's no levity to it, and that was very campy on purpose. Like there's definitely humor.
Yeah,
Like
Mag
the deer
says-
getting in the. It actually reminded me more of the tone of Cabin Fever or Cabin in the Woods, which is why
That
I'm
joke-
super excited for cold storage because it feels like it's that tone.
The deer joke didn't land for me, but whatever. Not everything's gonna.
No, but I don't think it was. It wasn't one of those that's meant to be like you're gonna bust up dying laughing. That was only in the trailer to just kind of give you an idea of the tone of that.
Yeah.
This is gonna be something that doesn't take itself too serious. It's
Yeah.
like they're trying to show that with things like that. Because
Matt
that
says
probably
looks
happens
good.
in a really like serious, intense part of the movie. And then all of a sudden there's this. And in the context of the movie, it's probably a lot more funny. But in a trailer without the backing and everything, you know what I mean? The setup for it, it's not going to land the same.
Heather says this looks amazing and hilarious. John says how my head feels right now. Prop Dude says green popcorn event. Absolutely. Al says a must watch, great effects. And then
yeah, the effects did look good. And especially, like I said, for a trailer that's being really, you know, the movie doesn't come out for a long ass time. So like if the effects already look that good, that says something, because that's a lot of the reason why it's hard for big special effects movies to release trailers, is because it takes a long time to get those effects right.
Yeah.
So
I'm never going to get tired of Al's alliteration in these like reminders. He says, don't be a bum, hit the thumb, chum.
Yeah.
I'm never going to get tired of it. I fucking love alliteration.
Dude,
Al never
speaking
changed.
of chum, do you watch Pawn Stars?
Yes.
Dude, what happened to Big Hoss? Like, I hadn't watched it in a while, and I watched like an episode of where they
just got arrested again, didn't he?
Like traveling around the country. No, he just looks like I don't know, man. Like, I guess he lost like almost 200 pounds, but I swear there's more to it than that. Like, it felt like, because it wasn't just that he looks all weird, because he does, but yeah, he seemed like someone who fried his brain. I was just like, what in the hell is going on? But this was from like 2024. And then I saw some stuff with him like recently, like within the last couple months, and he looked a lot better than he did then. So whatever it was, it looks like he's gotten somewhat past that, but dude, he looked all kinds of jacked up. Like really gaunt and like,
well, I think he's like in prison now for like a long time.
What?
That's what it's saying. It's saying
Big Hoss?
Pawn Stars. Oh, DUI, and then
yeah.
Oh, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, he only had minor.
Okay, I
stuff,
thought
that was a few years ago.
Him. It was Chumley that got arrested for having a bunch of weed and guns and stuff, right? Which, like, of course he would.
Well, yeah, but that wasn't a big deal either. That ended up not, like, he didn't go to big prison for it.
When the old man died, I stopped watching.
Same here. Like, I didn't really watch it.
I watched a lot of the old stuff. I loved Pawn Stars. I was
in Vegas, and there was like, you know, like the only TV from the Airbnb kind of thing. And so like there was one channel that's like because they had like a Vimeo or I don't know, whatever the hell. So it was literally turn on the TV, and there was one channel that was nothing but Pawn Star related stuff. And so like newer episodes and stuff was airing. And then this show that's like them traveling America, buying things from people in different cities, which was actually cool. I was like, this is actually cooler than Pawn Stars, because Pawn Stars had just gotten so repetitive and it felt like just the same thing over and over and over. But this was cool because they were going to the people. So like they were setting up these big tents. It was literally Antique Roadshow, but with them.
Yeah.
And it was a lot more interesting because you're seeing fans of the show bringing in their heirlooms and interesting things. I got the hiccups all of a sudden.
It's all right. I got some chat. Take care of those. You want to get some drink? Bryce says, if you guys watch Pam's documentary on Netflix, it's actually a really good watch. Her life's been pretty difficult. I cannot imagine Pam Anderson's life.
Pamela Anderson? Yeah. Dude.
I mean,
well, she kind of disappeared after all the Tommy Lee shit. It's a really good documentary.
I would too.
Like, you're right. It's really, really good. She disappeared and like ended up moving, I think it was Alaska, and living with her mom for the past like X amount of time. And then it wasn't until she got an opportunity to do a role in like a Broadway show. And so she did that and started getting up and like started doing her whole campaign of not doing any makeup, you know, because her big thing is to try to show these younger girls coming up, like, you don't have to go and do all the stuff that we thought we had to back in the day, you know, like the fake boobs, all this surgeries and all this crazy stuff. And so she's like super transparent and trying to show people like, this is why I did it, but there's another way, and you can still be powerful and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, you don't have to do this. So I gained a shitload of respect from her after watching that documentary. Cause like the way she, like her outlook on life and her ideals and things, she's different than I thought she would be. And at this point, it's kind of a little more well known because she's been out and about and doing things for the last few years. But when that documentary came out, like she had just been disappeared for a long time, so nobody had any idea what she was up to, or you know, yeah, it's really good.
Matt says cold storage looks great. Can't wait to see it. Hate that I have to wait so long. Clever Cleaver says looks like a potential high tier dark comedy popcorn watch. Here's to hoping that the best attempts at humor weren't already shown in the trailer, and it's not a clone of Liam N in Naked Gun. Yeah, hopefully.
Well, it definitely isn't going to be like Naked Gun. Like it's not slapstick. Like the humor that's in it is more, like I said, a cabin in the woods type deal. Like I could tell just from the trailer, it's not going to be spoof. It just isn't going to be taking itself super serious.
Bryce.
And then it also does not. What was the other thing he said in his comment?
Hopefully, it's not a Naked Gun clone.
No,
he says it looks like it's going to be a high tier dark comedy.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Like I feel like it's very much going to be like a cabin in the woods filling type of thing. Oh, they definitely didn't give everything away in the trailer, because if you're going to show a head exploding in a trailer, that means there's a lot more stuff you're not showing in a trailer.
Yeah. Bryce says the trailer gave me Scout's Guide to the zombie apocalypse vibes, just with adult actors. I wish that movie was better.
Same here. It was a cool
feel like
concept.
that movie it had a great concept. It looked like it could have been a lot of fun and really funny, but it just kind of, you know, it started strong and then just kind of like petered out and was like, man, I feel like there's a lot of just missed opportunity here. But
you know, a movie I just revisited, and I'm actually talking about it in the video I have coming out this week, is Super 8. I don't know why that movie seems to be so forgotten, because dude, the creature in it looks so sick. Like I had totally forgot how cool that movie was.
I watched it once in the theater and then completely forgot about it. So I might have to go back and watch that.
Dude, like it's it's J.J. Abrams, Steven Spielberg produced movie, and like, dude, it's really good. I'm not saying it's like, you know, an all-timer or anything like that, but it should have gotten a lot more love than it has, because it's literally just been forgotten, and I don't know exactly why that is.
John Torrance says, for God's sake,
seeing it in theaters.
Says, for God's sake, no more zombie movies.
Screw that, dude. If I don't care what genre it is, if it's done right, I'm
just
always
make
down.
an original film. Yeah, just make an original film.
You know, because like we're not going to spoil any. I'm not going to spoil anything, but a good example is if you've seen Weapons, you'll know what I'm talking about. But it's a genre. It ends up being a thing that you could say, like, you know, we don't need more of that or whatever, but it shows that it doesn't matter what subgenre or what the big bad, so to speak, in your horror movie is. If you're creative with it, it could still be fucking great.
If your story's good.
Yeah.
That's it. We keep coming back to story.
But it's not just a good story. But it's not just a story.
If your script is good, you can take an overplayed, overdone,
but it's also creative characters. It's creative visuals. Like, it's more to it than just a story. Because if the story was the same story that Weapons is, it'd be good. But if you don't have those weird visuals and moments, like there's some visual moments like the forks, you know, things like that are, dude, like I'd never seen shit like that. Like, it's, you know, a unique thing, and that sticks in your head and really adds to a good script.
we're gonna get into Weapons. So if you have not seen Weapons, we're not doing spoilers yet. But if you have not seen Weapons,
before we get into it, I'm going to talk more at length in my upcoming video. But if you get a chance and you want to see a new horror movie that nobody's talking about, go see Strange Harvest. Holy fuck!
Yeah, I've been reading about that.
It is so fucked up. Like, it's low budget, so there are moments where the acting and there are certain things where you're like, oh, that's, you know, it's showing. It's,
I remember watching this trailer.
Yeah, but what you don't, it's so much darker than I mean, I knew it was going to be like a true crime type of thing, but what you don't realize is how hard it goes. Like, it shows some of the most disturbing visuals that look so real, and there is no sacred ground. Like, there is no character or type of person, be it kid, old lady, like you name it, which I don't even know if there was an old lady, but you get my point. Like, it doesn't matter what, there is nobody that's sacred. There is nobody that can't be killed in this. And there is nothing like it won't show, like to the point where it'll show a dead body with like, feces coming down the leg kind of thing. Like, it's that realistic and dark. But I mean, the one scene that they do show in the trailer with the teenage girl, like, oh my God, dude. And like, it's great because it's not gory. It's not like Terrifier. It's not like, he takes the teenage girl and, it's kind of the opposite. And it hits so much harder than that because it feels the way real death is, where, things are like, if you're going to shoot someone or whatever, it's like bullet in the head, it's done. You know what I mean? Like, there's a real sudden way of that. But at the same time, there are other scenes that are more, but either way, it's like, it feels so real. Like, it feels like I had to remind myself at times, like, I am not watching a documentary. Like, what I'm watching is fantasy. And the only times where it does feel fantastical is there's some footage and things you're seeing that you're like, well, I wouldn't have seen that. There's no way we could actually see that. You know what I mean? Like, there's a few things to make it work or whatever, where you're like, yeah, no one would actually film that. So like, if you take a step back and think about what you're watching, but it's, most people will not, like, that won't hit them while you're watching it.
Yeah.
Unless you're someone that is kind of critiquing a movie. But even then, it's like, it works. It still makes sense. But like, there's, you know what I mean? There's shit like an all found footage type of stuff where you're like, dude, someone would have dropped the camera at that point. Like, no one's going to still be filming.
Yeah.
Or there's a really conveniently placed camera that captures this. And you're like, why was there a camera perfectly propped there to get so-and-so thing?
Why did they know proper framing?
Exactly. But most of it feels super earned. Like, they do a really good job of like security cameras look like shit. And you're like squinting, trying to see certain things. And I'm like, dude, bravo. Because you could have easily, like, as a filmmaker, you take all this time to set up a shot and costumes and all this. And it's hard to not be like, well, let's make it a little clearer so we could see some of the beautiful stuff we're doing there. But no, like, some shit is like almost like you almost have no idea what you're seeing, but you're seeing enough that it's like super disturbing.
Nice.
Especially with context.
Let's get to it.
Yeah, it's really, really good, especially for as tiny of a budget movie. And I wasn't a huge fan of his other movie. A lot of people are, because his last movies are the Grave Encounters. And I'm not a huge fan of those. They're not bad. Mostly they just bug me because the characters in it are just like the Ghost Adventures guys. They're basically like inspired from those guys. And those guys drive me crazy. The guys that have like the wear the fucking Affliction shirts and are, like the spiky black hair.
Yeah.
Those guys with the spike bracelet, like, those are the people that are And so Grave Encounters always kind of gets on my nerves because of that. But filmmaking wise, it's good. It's very good. But this is made by the same guy. So if you're a fan of that movie, you'll definitely appreciate that or appreciate this. But even if you're not a fan of it, I think you'll still like this. So
cool. All right, let's get into weapons.
It just
802.
has a limited release, and I really want some people to go out and see it because it's like only playing at Regal. So it's like only a couple theaters. It's less than 500.
I'm gonna drive forever to get to a Regal around here. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So weapons.
Well, you might have it because it might be at some AMC's, but I don't have any AMC's in my area.
I think we have like one AMC here.
Yeah, because I think it's at Regal and AMC. But like all I have where I'm at is Century and Regal. So, but I have
By the way,
mostly
we have
AMC.
59 people watching. We had like 73 5 minutes ago. What's going on, folks? Stay.
I don't know. You must have gotten boring.
You must have gotten boring going
stop
on about
being boring.
All right, I'm trying to get into weapons. That's what people are tuning in for. We've had 3 people already ask what we.
I'm trying to help indie horror movies.
All right, we've helped them. People are gonna go see it. All right.
Well, start talking then.
All right, fine. I'll start. I thought it was great. It was super interesting. It was great to watch. It's a great mystery, which was also a lot of fun. I liked how they broke it up into chapters by character. I thought that was interesting, and how the characters interacted, and then how the story unfolded that way. Really liked it. I thought all the acting was very well done. What's her name? I can't remember off the top of my head. I thought she was great, and I thought her character was also super interesting. And
the teacher,
yeah, like because she was a teacher.
Garner, is it Jennifer Garner?
Jennifer Garner.
Yeah.
She was a teacher, but she wasn't like a
She's such a well-written character.
Yeah, she was a fucking
so
human.
Like
and
because you're
imagine that.
In the beginning. Yeah, in the beginning of it, you're thinking she's gonna be like, I don't know, like kind of a mouse. You know what I mean? She comes off like she's gonna be real quiet and like, and then you quickly realize like, no, she's a fucking spitfire, dude. She's just trying to hold her tongue. But like,
well, not only that, but she's got
buy a whole bunch of alcohol and shit. You're like,
she's got problems.
God, yeah, she's a mess.
And it's just like, and why wouldn't she be if she had an issue before, and then this happens to her class? And like, why wouldn't she be? And I thought the guy who played the teacher or the principal, what was his name? I'm gonna pull up the IMDb. Just give me a second.
Oh my god, dude! Talk about
he's such a good actor. Like everybody did such a good job in this. What's his? Josh Brolin is obviously great. I don't have to say about.
Yeah,
how
I
great
know he's great and everything.
But
I really liked how his character's written in this too, because he has a story arc.
Everybody.
Like he like this. Like where they start out, that's what's so cool. And I love that they did the whole of kind of like rewinding and showing you the story from their perspective. And so it really helped kind of flush out, and you realize like in his case, you realize he didn't start out as the asshole who's just angry and shit. You know what I mean? Like this situation has more made him that way. And then you see like, as the story develops, like, he is a good guy. He is compassionate towards her. And like, you know what I mean? Like they quickly kind of bury the hatchet once they realize like the situation, you know?
No, he was
great. But even the police officer, you know, didn't have a huge role, but like he did. I really liked the performance for that character and like what the whole backstory with him, you know, where he's like kind of a dirt ball, but you also kind of understand like, you know, where, you know, like he's once again, a flawed human, you know, like he feels
Alden Ehrenreich. That's a German name.
Yeah. Alden Ehrenreich.
Ehrenreich.
Yeah. I think it's pronounced Ehrenreich. Not Ehrenreich, but Ehrenreich.
It's Ehrenreich. It's German.
No, I know, but I don't think it's an A sound. I just had to pronounce his name, and I went by the fucking Google thing.
Google doesn't know shit.
Maybe
I
I'm thinking of a
promise you,
different
it's
name.
Ehrenreich. I promise you. I love that this is what we're arguing about. So
No,
the
it's
Paul
not
sequence-
Ehrenreich, dude. It's Einreich. Look, dude, have Google. Hold on, I'm gonna do it. So you shut up.
I'll just have my knowledge of the German language tell me instead of Google. I'll do that.
Okay, well, here's the question. Do you go by the English pronunciation of names or do you go by the origin? Because I always struggle with that, because like the
English
my voice
pronunciation
box
will
is
be Ehrenreich.
designed. No, it's not.
Yes, it is. I'm.
Alton Ehrenreich.
Did you hear that?
Aha! Aha! It's Ehrenreich. Ehrenreich.
No, Aldreich. Like I
It's
said.
Ehrenreich. You idiot. I know German. I know how to pronounce the name. Google just did what I said.
No, look.
Ehrenreich. I win. Clip
No,
it.
you're saying it wrong.
I
Listen.
win.
Alton Ehrenreich.
See, it's like I said.
It's almost like I speak German. It's almost like I speak German and I know how to pronounce the word. It's almost like that.
Okay. You're right. It was much closer to what you were saying.
Oh my
Still
God.
not as
Anyway.
clearly like Ehrenreich like you're saying it.
Yeah, but if you're going to use an American accent.
I know, but that's where I was. No, even the German version, like the way.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Like you're saying it more like the name Aaron. You're saying it more in like the two pieces, and it's Ehrenreich, right?
Okay. No, it's
not said in
Other than
like
Ehrenreich.
two names connected together.
so there's northern and southern German dialects. All right. So,
But isn't
for
it
example,
more
northern-
Ehrenreich, not Aaron, but Ehrenreich? Like
It
it's all
depends on
more like
Okay. So
one
it depends.
syllable.
It depends on if you're using a northern or a southern dialect. But if you're using an American accent, then the dialect doesn't matter if it's north or south. So the northern dialect for a name like Ehrenreich would be like Ehrenreich, like that.
Yeah,
The
that's more how I've been trying to say it anyway.
Right. So, and then the southern dialect is different. But anyway, it's still
And it
like
would be
three
more
syllables.
separated deal.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So his sequence, though, the Paul sequence,
yeah,
is very disturbing on a lot of levels. Paul and
Yep.
James, those two sequences are very disturbing. Architect Sam is not allowed to watch this movie because of those two sequences. I'm gonna out her. The reason she has a problem with needles.
are you talking about which part of his sequence? Like with the druggy guy?
Yeah. Well, and then what happened?
Oh, like what ultimately happens with him? Oh no, you froze. You froze on a really funny looking face. Can you guys still see and hear me? Is it just him that's frozen? Let me know, guys. Can you still see and hear me?
Hello? Did I crash? Is that what it was? Was it me? Did I
Yep.
crash?
You're back. You're back.
Okay, sorry.
Sweet.
Where did I crash? Where did I crash out?
I was just you were talking about like ultimately where his character ends up, like what happens with him. in
Well, what
general.
happens with him, and then like what he does after what happens to him.
Yeah.
Like it's ghoulish almost. And it's
You're
just
talking
like,
about the Paul, the police officer, right?
yes.
I thought the Andrew, the Benedict Wong, I thought his was the most tragic and like disturbing.
They all are. They
Yeah.
all are.
They all are.
But the ending.
I mean, honestly, the most tragic, or I don't know, but the most
Was
upsetting for
Alex.
me, yeah, was Alex.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
which is what makes the
and-
ending.
it's so the ending of this is so interesting, and this is hard to not talk about without being spoilery, but like
We're not going to spoil it.
it's like both a happy ending and a sad ending, a bleak ending, fucked up, but also not. Like it's one of those weird endings where there's like there was no other outcome. You know what I mean? It's like once you're down this road, there is no quote unquote happy ending, so to speak. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, it's, I don't know. It's one of those where it is happy to an extent, but it's like there is no world, there is no
I would say
outcome that
cathartic.
could be a totally happy ending. Huh?
I would say it's cathartic. It would have been more for me because, you know, once we start talking about the ending, then we can get into more spoilery territory. But I
it's
wasn't
the narration. The narration at the end is what I thought was so fucking bleak. Is what I'm talking about.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Like the narration of what she says about Alex, I was like, oh man, that's fucked. I just rewatched it again last night, so you might not be remembering. But she says,
I remember. I remember.
Yeah.
About how they're almost
so haunting,
like that. Like, yeah.
No. I'm talking about the Alex. What she says about the Alex character. That was what was so haunting and bleak.
All right, maybe I don't remember exactly what she said.
Where she's like, he's
okay, wait.
Someone else is feeding them now. Well, yeah, but out of context, you're gonna have no clue what I'm talking about.
Okay, all
but
right.
she says,
I didn't know what you were gonna say.
She says basically like to the effect of someone else is feeding them now.
Yeah.
And like the thought of that, like that's so sad and like
it is.
Just imagine, because now sad. look where his life is. Like now, like
yeah.
But this is very as you guys can see, it's very difficult to not talk about this movie and spoil shit.
Well, what's great about it too is that it's another original story. It's another original movie. It's not, it's not a remake. It's not a re-release or a reboot or a sequel, requel, or
really feel like anything else either.
No, it is
because there's always original movies. Like there's always original movies that you can kind of say, well, yeah, but it kind of feels like this movie, or like I at least off the top of my head, I can't think of anything. Like I don't know what movie I would say to someone like it's like this movie. You know what I mean? Like for instance, I was just talking about Ick, which is great. I love Ick, but I said it's like it's very much like not Disturbing Behavior. What's the other movie that came out at the same time? I always The Faculty. I'm like, it's reminded me of The Faculty. And Ick is an original property, all original characters. It's definitely its own thing. It's not ripping off any movies, and it's a great movie. But still, it very clearly, feels like that type of movie. So if you enjoy the movie The Faculty, you're going to enjoy this movie. There's a real kind of same fibers. I don't know what I would say for this movie like that. Because like his first movie, Barbarian, there's movies I could say that, it reminds me of a couple different movies, but this one doesn't. It's got its own, it feels very much like its own thing.
I mean, there's movies, once we get into spoilers, I think there's movies that you can compare it to. I just want to take a look at this and give it its flowers.
There's more Sam Raimi. Like your one nitpick you said, which we can't say right now because that would be a spoiler, but your one nitpick you told me off the air for this movie, what I said as pushback to you is I said, this feels very much like a Drag Me to Hell Sam Raimi thing. And so like the tonal shifts in this, that's one thing I can say it did remind me of. And I felt like I'm not sure exactly why you didn't feel that way throughout, because when I rewatched it yesterday, I was like, dude, you should have seen that ending coming, like tonal wise, because there's multiple scenes in it that are, black comedy that are very camp.
Yeah, but not enough. And I still don't think that justifies. Justifies.
The whole scene with Benedict Wong, the Andrew character, his whole scene is very Sam Raimi.
I mean, I guess, but that still doesn't mean
it is straight up Sam Raimi. But the rest it's literally the exact same shot as Drag Me to Hell with the old lady. when she vomits all the bugs and weird whatever that stuff.
Well, yeah.
It's
I mean,
literally
yes, it's
that
very
exact
gross,
shot.
but it's a little more disturbing because it's very
No.
grounded, and you're like, what's
No,
happening here?
It's not. It's like I rewatched it last night. It's actually framed up and shot. It's exactly the same.
Okay, I'm not talking about like that's fine if it's the same shot. I'm talking about the tone of the tone of that scene where he's running at her, right? You're talking about that scene?
No.
Okay, so you're talking about the scene where
With her with his boyfriend, with his husband.
Yeah. Okay, that scene. Yeah. Well, because
The whole scene, like there is, and everything to do with the evil entity, whatever you want to call it. Everything to do with the big evil, so to speak, in this movie. I feel like there's a campiness, like a very much like on the nose, not taking itself serious. Sam.
No,
like
this
I
movie
said,
definitely took
Sam
itself
Raimi.
seriously. No, this movie definitely took itself seriously.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
That's what I'm trying to say to you. It's just like Drag Me to Hell. It is so much like Drag Me to Hell in that way.
If it doesn't take itself seriously, yeah, you're laughing at the comedy. It's winking at you.
No, you're not laughing at it. That's what I mean. You're missing the type of it's not laughing kind of humor. It's like Drag Me to Hell kind of humor, where it's that bleak, dark, black comedy. You're not supposed to laugh at it.
You're not supposed to laugh at comedy. Kane and Becker.
No, not this kind of comedy.
August 13th.
You don't laugh at black comedy. If anything, you might have a little
you cry at black comedy.
A little chuckle.
There's no comedy here in black comedy.
The divine comedy. Do you not know where the term comedy comes from? Asshole?
Yes, I do.
Then you should know what I'm talking about. The tragic comedy. That's what it is. That's what black comedy is. And this has black comedy in it. It's not a black comedy. I wouldn't say the movie is a black comedy, but I wouldn't say Drag Me to Hell is either. Dude, Drag Me to Hell is serious as shit. But there's moments like the scene with her and the carrot cake with the eyeball in it, where it's this bleak, twisted kind of humor. Like nobody's laughing out loud at the eyeball in the fucking carrot cake. And because when I say Sam Raimi, that's why I'm saying Drag Me to Hell. I'm not saying Evil Dead, because Evil Dead is much more into that humor side. There is definitely laugh out loud elements.
Would you say
this is humor in the way of
Wait, would you say Dr. Strangelove is a black comedy?
Yes. No. No,
that movie,
but it has black comedy in it.
Okay.
I wouldn't say Dr. Strangelove is a black comedy, but it's definitely it has black comedy as one of its
Jojo
genres.
Rabbit, is that a black
especially
comedy?
this? I haven't seen that, but like at the end of Dr. Strangelove, where the dude's riding the fucking missile, like that's what I'm talking about. You're not laughing out loud. It's fucked up, super fucked up, but it's humorous in the way I'm talking about.
Is MASH a black comedy?
No, that's more of a comedy. It's more of a bleak kind of, that's more gallows humor. Gallows humor is different. Like you were straight up laughing out loud at MASH. There's definitely a lot. It is meant for you to laugh out loud. Black comedy, it's like the coffee table is black comedy. You don't laugh out loud at black comedy. It's, if anything, you let out this, if anything, it's more like that, where you're shaking your head.
That's laughing. That's finding black comedy is finding.
No, I'm saying at most
subject matter that is
that's gallows humor.
That's literally, look it up.
That's more of gallows humor. There's levels of black comedy. I'm not saying that at all is that, but like this is more in that twisted, dark kind of humor, where it's not so much that you're laughing out loud, but there is something funny in a way about it. You're like the ending of this movie. You're not laughing. Nobody's laughing out loud at the ending of this movie.
Is the monkey black comedy?
Also, No, it was labeled a black comedy, but it's much more of a comedy. It's more like that one is.
What's a
much
black
more
comedy? Tell me what a
gallows
black
humor.
comedy is so that I know. Give me an
The
example.
Coffee Table.
What is a black comedy? Give me a movie.
The Coffee Table.
That-
Like nobody's laughing out loud at the coffee table. Like it's super fucked up, but there is a humor in. Like the best way I can describe it is it's a situation that is so fucked up that you're just kind of like maybe you're letting out a little bit of a like that, but you're not like
The
laughing.
Death of Stalin, is that a black comedy?
I haven't seen that.
Oh my God.
But I think that's considered a black comedy.
Here's the thing. I've been naming black comedies to you, and you've been saying that they're not.
No, I haven't seen a lot of the ones you're naming.
Every example that I've given. Okay, but every
Drag
example
Me to
that I've given
Hell.
you that you've
Black
seen
comedy.
is a
Drag
black
Me to Hell
comedy.
is a black
you have
comedy
said that
horror
it isn't.
movie. Have you not seen Drag
There
Me
is
to
no
Hell?
consistency with your definition of a black comedy. So you can
No,
understand.
I said I haven't seen a lot of the ones you've said. I didn't say that they weren't. Like MASH
said
is definitely
MASH
not a black
wasn't?
comedy.
You
MASH
said
is definitely not.
MASH
MASH is
is
not a black comedy. No. MASH is a straight up comedy with some gallows humor in it. It's definitely not a black comedy. Because most of the there's waves maybe and moments of black humor in it. But like black humor is the bottom of the barrel where shit is like so dark that it comes back around into being just slightly humorous, but only in a defeatist kind of way.
But you said you don't laugh at black comedy, so it can't be humorous.
Like I said, at most it's like this little head shake, like little chuckle, but it's like I said, it's a defeatist type of funny.
Matt says my entire audience laughed out loud at parts at the end of this movie, so not a black comedy, according to Kanan.
Yeah, I was laughing out loud too.
Okay, but it's not a black comedy. It's a comedy then.
No, I didn't say you can't laugh out loud. I didn't say that you don't ever laugh out loud. I said that it's not always that type of humor. Like it's not always to that level.
Help me! I'm taking crazy pills. I feel like I'm going insane. Can you or can you not laugh at a black comedy movie? Can you or can you not laugh at black comedy? Yes or no? Or which is
this? Is I didn't say you can't laugh at it, but I said that that's not like it's not like where it lives. You know, like some people were definitely laughing at the coffee table. I think they're pretty sick for laughing, but it is more of like I said, it's more of that defeatist humor where the shit is so fucked up that there is a humor to it because it's so messed up.
Nightingale has a good
this
example.
is also, like I said, this is also camp. Yes.
It's not.
Are you kidding me right now? Like the Menu is
everybody
talked about as a black comedy.
Define black comedy before you ask me if I'm kidding about something.
Dude, the Menu is like famously considered a black comedy.
Okay, did you laugh at the Menu? Okay, did you laugh at the Menu?
You chuckle. There's some parts where you chuckle. I didn't say you can't laugh. I said it's not like, but also too, like I said, with this movie, it's like, it's not straight black comedy. It's more of campy humor black comedy. So like lives right in that kind of in between the two. Like I said, like Sam Raimi. Like the best example I can think of is where Drag Me to Hell lives. Because or another one that comes to mind is Thinner. Like the humor in Thinner, where
I love Thinner. I would think Thinner is a black comedy. I think the movie's hilarious and scary at the same time.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. This is where it kind of lives in that both. It's not just a black comedy, but there's a camp to it. Like this one almost is more campy humor than even black comedy.
There are I can count 2 places in this movie where you probably could have laughed.
Are you serious? No, that's what I'm saying. It isn't that simple. Another scene
like
where the girlfriend accosts her at the liquor store.
That's not funny.
What?
It's tragic.
Dude, it's exactly what I'm talking. No one's, dude. Yes, it is. That's the point. That's black humor. Like, yeah, what I'm trying to get across to your thick head is that you just don't register all the time. Humorous.
you could call me thick-headed, but if you could just provide a definition for black comedy, maybe it could get through my thick head.
Well, like any
You haven't done
genre
that.
or anything, nothing's ever cut and dry.
No, but there's definitions for things. I understand what nuance
I know,
is.
and that
There's
scene, I
definitions.
promise you, if you were to talk to him, like Barbarian was even more so black comedy, like I'm talking about. Like all of the
I
stuff
would
to
agree
do
with
with the
that.
mother, all the stuff to do with the mother was much more on the nose as like a campy meets black humor. This one is less that, but it is still in there. Like, I'm not saying this movie is a black comedy at all. This movie does take itself very serious. This movie is genuinely scared. That's not what I said. I said that there are moments intentionally that are meant to be that campy kind of humor. The main bad person in this, in general, the way they look, the style, the way they talk, literally everything about them is campy.
I found it off-putting and disturbing. I didn't find it campy.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good way to make somebody seem off-putting and create tension.
Okay,
yes.
So do you not think
they were invoking chlorophobia?
Long legs. To me, they were in the same category as long legs.
Okay, I could probably see that, but
and long legs is the same. There's a
way that
campy.
They made the big bad look was leaning into chlorophobia.
Oh, it's very off-putting, very disturbing.
Okay, so yes, but I'm not going to say that's camp and that's not taking itself seriously, and that's like you guys should expect to laugh pretty soon.
I didn't say schlock. No, it's not. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to laugh out loud all the time to stuff like have you ever seen those evil ass fucking clowns?
I don't watch a lot of clown stuff.
But there's like varying degrees of this shit, man. Because like Terrifier has a lot of black humor in it, and also campy humor in it.
Sure.
And some scenes you're genuinely gonna laugh out loud, but some of those bleak, dark scenes you're not really laughing out loud. You know, like when he's in the Halloween store and he's putting on the silly glasses. That's still dark humor because he's a killer. But that is funny, as in you're meant to laugh out loud. But then other scenes, like where he's maiming and tearing up, I was laughing, but not everybody is going to laugh out loud at that. That's what I'm trying to say to you. I don't have to think it's funny, as in I'm going to laugh out loud, though, to register that it's still a campy, schlocky. It's meant to. Okay, the one thing I can say is this, in your defense.
Please defend me.
I'm not meaning it that way. I mean, like, in what your problem with this movie, which
I mean, I could articulate my problem if we want to get into spoilers.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying where I can see where you're coming from.
Okay.
Like when you're referring to that, is that it might not have landed in the right way that it was intended. Like, for instance, the way you explained the way the big bad made you feel in general, right? I think it's meant to be that same tone, so to speak, in what happens at the ending that you had a problem with, right? And so it just might have not landed for you in the way that it was intended to make you feel. That would kind of be in line with the other things that are of that tone in this. I can understand that. That would make sense to me. Like, for me, I was laughing. The ending of this did make me laugh, but more in like a maniacal, like,
it was cathartic
way. Yeah, I don't, that's not exactly what I mean. I just mean, like,
I thought it was cathartic.
There is a gleefulness about the ending of this that I liked and found refreshing to me, because you don't see movies do that, where you're kind of like, it makes you evil. Like, for a moment, you're like this evil person, like rubbing your hands together, being like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, gleefully at the carnage. You know what I'm saying? Like where it puts you in this a little bit of a villainous role.
I don't think being gleeful in justice makes you evil.
Well, yeah, but what I'm talking about is because if it had ended the way you were talking about, it would be more of what you're saying. But I think the reason, and this is my point that I've been trying to get across, is just that the reason I think it did what it does at the end of this is to be more than just simply justice, but to put you into that gleeful, like, you know, like glee, like squilling in delight at watching, you know, someone extra get theirs, you know, like, you know what I mean? Like when at the end of certain movies where someone kill someone, but then they're over and over, like they're stabbing them, like in Scream 7, where it's like, yeah, they're dead, but then she just keeps going and you're like, you're laughing, even though that's not comedy per se. That's the kind of black humor I'm talking about. You know, where you're watching like someone get theirs that has really had it coming, and they go so above and beyond that you're laughing, but not in like it's exactly funny. And that's where black humor lives. Is that better described? Like, do you understand more what I'm getting at?
But I sure. Because
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm simply, because I'm not saying your feelings on this are wrong. I'm just simply saying the way it made
landed
me
for
feel,
you, and
the way, and the way it landed. And I'm only defending that I do feel like this whole movie had a thread of it throughout. That might have not been all quite as apparent as that throughout, but the whole movie, like in a rewatch, because after we had that conversation, I rewatched it again last night, and there was like numerous scenes where I'm like, yeah, see, there it is again. Like there it is again. Like this movie tone, it's very serious and it is dark and all of the things you've said, but there is that tone of this black humor throughout the entire movie. Even the machine gun, dude, even the machine gun over the house. Like that is black humor.
Well, that I found that to be more, I mean, he was in a dream. He was thinking, you can interpret that as, I guess, influence. I'd have to think about that scene again. I didn't find anything funny about that. I didn't find anything.
It's meant to be symbolic. It is meant to be symbolic, but the choice
of what? And
yeah,
so
like,
why was it that gun? Why did it have a countdown timer on it? What did that signify? What was it counting down to? You know what I mean?
You understand the significance now, right? After watching the whole movie?
Well, yeah, but I got to think about it more because I'm not sure it just seems.
What I'm saying is the choice of that in the way that it looks and all of that is what I'm talking about. Where
what should it have been?
You could have had something symbolic in lots of other ways. You didn't have to have it look the way it did and how it did, but that is what I'm talking about, where there's a camp to this movie. Like I said, it was much more obvious in Barbarian, and I think it was handled better in this, is what I think most point I'm trying to make is because when it's handled right, it should just make everything feel uncomfortable. Like the way she looks, where you feel uncomfortable and you feel weird. Yeah, we're obviously I've already spoiling some shit like little.
All right, so if you have not seen Weapons, go away because we don't want to spoil it. Go watch it. It's an amazing film. Both Kanan and I liked it. I think it's my
favorite of the year.
It's up there with me. I don't know, man. Like Companion and Together are still like vying for that top spot for me. I love those movies and I think they're great. I think super high quality. I mean, this is up there too. This is going to be a hard list at the end of the year.
Yeah, my top four are definitely locked. It's more going to be about as the year goes by, and I've seen all of them twice, all of my top four, at least twice. And so it's going to be more about where they land, you know, by the end of the year. But like my top four is locked. Like it's definitely those are kind of clearly what I think are the top for me.
Really?
Top.
There's
couple.
a lot of movies that haven't come out yet. The Long Walk hasn't come out yet.
No, I said to what we have right now. Like those are locked as my top 4 at the moment.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think there's still a few that could definitely vie for that. You know, I don't know though. Like there's nothing that I'm expecting. Like all of these movies, like of my top 4. So right now it would be Sinners, Together, Weapons, and Bring Her Back. Those would be my top 4 right now. And there's a few others that are kind of close, but those are pretty much the 4. I expected all of those to be up there for me. Like I expected those to be really good. I didn't know if they would be this good, but there were still ones I was anticipating. I don't know if there's anything else that, because I think The Long Walk is going to be really good, but I don't know if it's.
I hope it is, man. If that movie flops, I'm going to be so pissed.
But part of the thing about all of my top 4 is they're all originals, like completely original properties. And like, yes, The Long Walk is, but it's also Stephen King.
Right. Okay. All right. Let's get into it. It's been long enough. If you're still here, you're getting the movie spoiled. So Gladys, Alex's aunt, I guess.
Dude, she's got to be one of the best villains we've had in a minute,
girlfriend.
Dude. Huh?
Uncle Buck's girlfriend, Marcy. Not Marcy. What do you mean? Who's Uncle Buck? You've never seen Uncle Buck?
What are you talking about?
Uncle Buck. John Candy. 90s. Watch it.
Are you talking about the movie's called Uncle Buck?
The movie is called Uncle Buck. It is a classic.
No.
Anyway, the actor who plays his girlfriend, Shanice,
1989.
Wow, 1989. The actor who plays his girlfriend Shanice is Gladys.
Is this? No. I thought you were talking about that this character was reminding you of this past character. You're talking about the actor. Yeah. I didn't even fucking recognize her, dude.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even recognize her. This entire movie, it wasn't until after the movie and I was like looking at the cast or whatever, and I realized I'm like, holy shit! Like I've seen her in like plenty of things.
Yeah. But it's just
like,
fun
she's
to see
very
her
unrecognizable in this.
So Gladys is Alex's aunt on his mom's side somehow. I wish we would have gotten a little more clues, just because it's very random and like nobody knows. And like she's kind of
that's
clues.
part of. But I think that's part of what works at the same time. Like I agree, but I think the amount of mystery this movie leaves, I think, is important.
Yeah.
Just like we're talking about with the gun and the timer, it doesn't come out and explain that.
Yeah.
You know, I think some of that is good because the whole movie, even at the end, you're left with questions. You don't feel like you know everything.
You're left with questions, but you're not left. The ending is still
doesn't have holes. Yeah, it doesn't have holes.
Ending. It's not. Well, there are some holes, but they're not enough to complain.
Really,
about.
what holes do you hit? What holes did you get?
So there are some plot holes between, I guess, the timing of things and
yeah, I feel like there was something. There was something that stood out to me as well, but I can't remember what it was now.
I would have to watch it again to point it out, but in the theater, I do remember like cocking my eyebrow a couple of times. But again, it wasn't anything that I thought was breaking. Like it wasn't anything that I'm going to be like, oh, this is going to lose a point.
What I really like is that nothing feels convenient in this. Everything felt earned.
That's what's good writing is when everything is earned. So
like all the characters feel real, but at the same time, none of them have like, plot armor or like you feel like every character in this is in danger at every moment. And even after watching the entire thing, like who lives and who dies up until the very end, like I thought it felt like one of those movies that everyone could die. Like there might be one of those where everybody's dead. And as it is, like quite a few are dead.
I want to talk about Gladys. So Gladys is a witch, and I love
one of the most unique witches
Yes, I love a good witch movie. And this is a good good witch movie, and the magic.
There's not a lot of those. There's not a lot of them.
How she
But
does
there's
her
a lot of
magic
witch
and all that.
movies, but there's not a lot of good ones.
Right. And how she does her magic and all that, they set up the rules and they follow the rules and they use those rules for a great twist at the end. And that's what makes it satisfying. Well, it's what makes it satisfying and also what makes it tragic, because Alex ends up using her magic against her, which gets her torn apart. But my problem with that is that the chase sequence went on for so fucking long that it lost whatever hard-hitting catharsis you were going to get once those kids all woke up and tore her apart. Like, I wish that because she's sick, she's frail, she's obviously leeching.
Yeah, I think.
Well, hang on. Wait. She's leeching. She's trying to leech life, right? So she could be older than she says she is. So this could be like a step aunt or something, right? So like that adds to it. She's leeching life. Adults aren't giving her the life that she needs because we see her hair growing back and stuff like that.
Yeah, it feels like basically she uses people as like batteries.
Right, and so she wants to use a bunch of children, but it takes.
Which is why she doesn't just like kill them.
Right, so the fact that she can like run for this long through a bunch of obstacles is just like, it's like, guys, why are we doing this? Like, the children should have just ran up the stairs and just ripped her to shreds. And like, that would have been like, yes, like, give me that. That's fucking awesome. We don't need this funny, corny chase scene at the end with neighbors having stupid, pithy comments like, oh, there's kids in the house. It's just like, what are we doing here, guys? Like, we don't need this. Like, the movie could have been over already, like, and it would have been just as satisfying. You could have had the exact same ending. He could have still looked for his kid and found him and walked away. We could have had this epilogue. We could have had all that.
I feel like it would have been too abrupt if they had just simply it was over.
It was already 2 hours at that point. The extra 10 minutes.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like feeling you, like you said earlier, the catharsis, like giving you that feeling of like dragging it out a little longer just so that it feels like, you're waiting for them to get her. And when they get her, you're just like, yeah.
I mean, yes,
I do agree. I do agree. Like, I think a perfect ending would have been somewhere in the middle, not like what you're saying, where they just quickly run down the stairs and kill her. But also, I agree with you that it does go on much too long. So I feel like they should have had it where she runs outside and she gets away from them for like a little bit, but then they quickly, grab her in a more realistic way. And, because I can see her getting away from them for a few minutes, but you're right. These are young kids. And here's the thing, like, even if the kids were zapped of energy, it doesn't look like they're running slow. So like, it would have made sense if she was getting away from them for a little bit because they were, like zombies, like struggling, but it wasn't. They were like running. They were literally running through shit.
Right. The children, my problem wasn't that she was running, that the children were fast. My problem was that she was fast. We got no indication that she could run like that.
Well, so I can buy it for like I said, I could buy it for a little bit, but I agree with you. There's no way.
End of the driveway.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where my
because I think like
ends.
That last gasp of life, will cause you to be like, give it everything you got. But yes, I don't think she could have lasted. I mean, because they have gone for quite a while. Either way, I agree with you that it's too long. But I do think that it was meant to be campy and a little bit humorous. But I agree with you that even though I think there was that campy black humor throughout the whole movie, it wasn't to this level. It didn't feel the same as this. This felt much more campy humor than the rest of anything in the movie.
Yeah.
I get somewhat, I agree with you to that extent.
Point.
Yeah, but it's it is still a nitpicky kind of thing. It's not like anything that ruined the movie for you, right?
No, it didn't ruin the movie, but instead of being like, excuse me, and I don't give star ratings, but if I could have given this a 5, now I have to give it a 4 because of that ending. That's the only thing. So no, it didn't ruin it. It's
That
still
big of a
great
point?
film. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
to me, it's
was
kind
so
of one of those
totally
like
off.
with Smile.
So totally off.
To me, it's kind of like with Smile, where the movie was like awesome up until that final thing, and you see the villain at the end of Smile, and the way all that goes down in the final like 5 minutes of the movie is just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I feel like this wasn't quite to that extreme. It wasn't as minor. Like I agree with you that it wasn't as minor as like the problem we both had with Together, because the problem we both have with Together is literally like the final shot of the movie. It's
right.
You know, this is more significant in that because I didn't think this was like a perfect movie. And that's why I am not still 100% that it's my favorite of the year, even though I do think it's the most original. And that's why I'm struggling with if it's my top or not, because it's the most unique of the year, I think.
It made me feel uneasy, and it made me want to not look at the screen a couple of times. Yeah. And I think that's good. Like if you can do that, you know, and some of the scares too were really good, especially when you see like hints, like when you see hints of Gladys in the kids, like with her lipstick and her pale face and her
or you get the glimpse of her with the tweaker in the woods where you don't get a full look at her. Yeah.
Yeah. Like
that's one thing I thought was really cool is that when you finally get a chance to look at her and all that, there is a weird kind of a little bit goofiness about her or whatever. But at the same time, when you get glimpses of her throughout the movie prior to that, it looks fucking scary. Like, so it's that weird thing of like, I don't know. It's weird. It's like it's the
exaggeration. It's the exaggeration in the makeup is what it is.
But like it still worked just in different ways. So it's like early in the movie, it works. It just when you're getting glimpses, that bright fucking makeup and the hair and all that, it's like you're just getting a glimpse of it. Like the one that really got me was the dream, where like just here for a second, I was like, "Oh my god, dude!"
When he's talking
like,
to his kid,
I leaned over to my friend and I was like, "Dude, that's the thumbnail right there." I'm like, "That is a fucking great thumbnail." But yeah, to me, it's the most unique original movie of the year. Because I think the best made movie is probably Sinners. But I think as good as it is, it's got that like, it feels like you've seen it before to a certain extent. Like there's nothing one of a kind about it. It's just a really well done movie. Well done story, well done movie. Huh?
That music sequence is very unique and one of a kind.
Yeah. But I'm not saying there's not moments. I'm just saying as a whole. Like Sinners to me doesn't as a whole stand out as like the most unique movie this year, but maybe the best made this year. Whereas like the movie that has stuck with me the most is Bring Her Back. Like there's moments in that movie and the way it made me feel as a whole that has just still haunted me, like still to this day. Like it's one of those that just felt so bleak and so dark and so twisted, you know?
Yeah.
The one I probably had the most fun with is Together. But I wouldn't say it's the most original. But I think Weapons was both super entertaining, but also really original.
I thought Together was very original. You didn't you didn't think that was an original film? What was unoriginal?
No. All these are original, man. I'm not saying that any of them.
I know, but what was unoriginal about Together?
Well, just in general, it feels like it takes a lot of inspiration from things. Like there's things about it that reminded me of The Substance. There's things about it that reminded me of like other body horror from the 80s. The story in general reminded me of like different like what is it called? Like comedy, like rom-com, like rom-com stuff I've seen over the years. You know, it is original. All these are original. I'm not saying that it wasn't like its own thing. It very much was. I'm just saying out of those four, I think this one is probably the most original. Because like, I I don't know, man. Like there's not a lot of witch movies, and of the witch movies, this completely felt different than any other witch type of movie or magic. Like it had elements where it felt like old world magic, but yet it still felt very modern and different. Like the rules were really unique in and of itself. Like, and the way it looked, there were so many, like even the way the people looked when they were possessed, like
their eyes like bugging out and stuff like that.
Yeah, like it's own thing.
Well, and you have to wonder, like, are they feeling everything that's happening to them, or are they completely zonked out? You know what I mean? And I feel like
I think they're zonked out.
I don't think they are. The way that the way that she talked to Alex when she was saying, "I could make your parents eat each other if I wanted to."
That was the scene I was going to say to you. That was the most haunting in the fucking movie. I was like, it just gave me chills, dude.
Yeah.
I was like,
I don't think they're zonked out. I think they feel, and I think they know everything that's happening to them.
Well, the only reason I wonder,
chilling.
But the only reason I wonder about that is because when you get the narration at the end, it's like time has gone by, and yet only some of them are just starting to talk.
Yeah,
and like his parents are in a care facility being taken care of.
Right. It reminds me. So here's what it is. It reminds me of locked in syndrome. You know what that is?
I don't think so.
So locked in syndrome was going around back in the 50s, 60s, stuff like that, where people.
Is that the one that's almost like you're in a waking coma?
Yeah. But you're aware of what's happening. You're just locked in this like waking
your motor
coma.
skills and all those things are just like the connection between your conscious mind and your body basically is like disconnected.
Yeah, there's a great
movie that would make sense where it's like you're on the inside watching everything, but basically paralyzed to be able to, and that would make sense. Like if she's using them like batteries, it's like she disconnects your conscious so that you're not able to control your body.
Yeah. And the magic, like some spells require something to break the spell. Others just fade. And others, break when the caster dies or whatever. And so we saw that the spell at least breaks when she dies, but there's lingering effects to that.
But that's the other thing that I kind of wondered was like the kids, he took control of them. But like, even that, I'm like, how did he get control of all of the kids?
He had all of he used the same stick that she made with all their hair. Or with that had pieces of all the stuff that he brought from, it wasn't their hair. It was the pieces of all the stuff that he brought for her. It was that same stick. She needed that stick.
But what the thing is, the way you stopped it all was when you dropped it in the water, right?
Yeah, but I don't
think. But like, why did as soon as she was dead, then why did they stop?
Well, they didn't stop. They were, they stopped when she was dead, but they were still all standing there and staring.
I know, and that's the thing. Why wasn't there ever a point where he dropped it in the water?
Because he didn't know to drop it in the water. He didn't know.
But that's my thing. I'm wondering is like the same with the parents, right? Where she was in control of the parents, so her dying, like, you know what I mean? Like, how do you break the spell? That was what I was left wondering. It was like,
how do you do it?
How are you how are you breaking the spell? And then also, even when she dropped the thing in water, his parents were still like this. So it's like once you take control of them, like that doesn't change. It was like she put the stick in the water. It just simply made them stop doing what they were doing, but they were still like under her control.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. I mean, I'm sure this movie's going to be talked about for a while.
Which is
just to figure it out, which is great. That's exactly what you want.
Yeah, and that's why it's up there.
Yeah.
Also, this movie fucking killed it, dude. It made a lot of money.
Well, I was showing that for a second. I wanted to give it its flowers. Like
the only openings for horror better was Final Destination, Bloodlines, and Sinners, right?
Yeah. So here's
Those
what it's
both
doing
made over
currently.
40.
It's in the upper echelon of the projection, so it is doing very well in its projections, and I can't wait to see what it's doing. And like, here's the changes. So like, it lost a little bit over over the week, but then coming into the weekend, it's gonna pick back up. I think it's gonna make all of this up.
Yeah, it'll have more legs, I think, than we've seen. From because Fantastic Four is really good, and so is Superman. Like, they're good movies, but both of them had massive drop-offs from like week 1 to 2 percentage-wise. But that's the one thing about horror is they have a lot better legs because so much of it is more about word of mouth.
So this is the second weekend, or wait,
I can't see it. What does it say?
It's not. It's for the first weekend. Sorry. This is the night. This is Saturday, Sunday. So Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, it's just Saturday, out. Tomorrow will be one full week.
Right.
Well, I guess so. Today is day 7.
So you only have a 4% drop off between Saturday and Sundays. That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
And you're obviously going to see this drop off from Sunday to Monday, but then Monday to Tuesday, it goes up almost half.
Yeah.
And so it's
I wouldn't be surprised to see it make another 20.
Well.
I wouldn't be surprised to see it make another 20 million this weekend.
Yeah,
this week.
This is gonna make a good amount of money, which is good because the budget was only 31 million, somewhere around that.
Yeah, it'll do just like. See, and that's the one thing, is as much as Sinners did make money, it had a big fucking budget. Like, it cost a lot of money to make that.
Yeah.
So the only real big winner this year up till now was Final Destination Bloodlines, because like it made a ton of money compared to how much it cost to make, because it was like 20 something million to make, I believe. But this is going to probably be a lot closer to like that, where it triples its budget kind of deal.
Yeah. All right.
Because like a lot of people don't see that, because like a movie like 28 years later, like the problem with that movie is, yes, on paper you're like, dude, it made like 100 million or 80 million or whatever. Yes, but the budget, and once you factor in the marketing and how much they have to give to the theaters, it's still in the hole. Like, as we speak, it still has not made its money back. Whereas like movies like this is already, it's already almost in the green. Like by the end of this coming week, it'll pretty much have made back its budget.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you they didn't spend much on marketing for this either.
All right, let's get to the chat.
Yes.
We got quite a bit of chat. So let me try to read some of these.
No, definitely.
So let me see here. How far back do I want to go?
Like 20 minutes. Like 15,
God.
20 minutes.
We've been talking about this for an hour. You only want me to go back 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. That's probably smart.
Because a lot of the people might have left.
Oh, true. Okay.
So the people that have been with us for the last, 20 minutes for spoiler talk are the ones that,
Dominic says, I've seen it twice, and all I want to say is wow with okay.
Same. I've seen it. I was just as impressed with it after rewatching it last night, if not more. Because when
Casey
you rewatch
says,
a movie like this, it's so cool to see how they built the story.
Right.
Like,
you can watch it differently.
My only problem with it, you said, your problem was the ending whole thing with the kids chasing her, which is fine. I get that. My only real issue with it was the tweaker, because as well as I do, we've both seen a lot of actual real tweakers. That's not a real tweaker. Like real tweakers are much more scary, and
yeah, but I didn't think he was
they should have made him a stoner. No, because they had him with the fucking glass pipe, dude, and needles.
Yeah,
that's what I mean by that's my issue. He was written like a stoner, like someone who just smokes a lot of weed and takes acid or whatever. But he was So like I think they should have made it where, you know, he was just a loser and a stoner and smoking a lot of weed and taking acid and not working and all that, you know, like a couch bum, and that'd have been fine. He could have been the exact same character. But like when you show the glass pipe and the needles and stuff, I'm like, you know, you're freebasing and shit. You are a scary motherfucker. Like you're not this funny, you know. And and he also was able to still be logical and, you know, that's not how real tweakers are.
Casey says interviewed Brolin hinted it was funny throughout without flat out saying it. Well,
yeah. I'm not alone. Like a lot of people have said this is funny. I mean, what's her name? Possessed by Horror, who's like 300,000 subscribers, one of the bigger horror channels out there, flat out called it a black comedy. Like I won't go that far. I think it has humor in it, but I don't at all think it is a black comedy.
You can have moments of levity without changing the genre. Like that's horror is supposed to have that. Matt says,
well, she's still saying it's horror, but she just thinks it's a black comedy horror movie, and I won't even go with that far.
It's mystery horror.
To me, it's straight up horror. Yeah, mystery horror is what I called it when I talked about it in my video as well. Like it's a mystery horror movie that has moments.
But just because there's moments of levity doesn't mean it's now a black comedy. Like it's
So well, I don't even. Yeah, exactly. Because it's definitely the whole movie. There's never a point where you're feeling like this movie's funny.
Right.
And I think that's the difference. Because like, you know, like a lot of movies, like can you watch the first Scream? You're not watching the movie thinking about this is a funny movie. It's more of like, there's moments where you might chuckle or moments that are funny, but they're just to break the tension and this and that. But like, you're not at all thinking, oh, this is a funny movie. And like, to me, that's, whereas like Together, I did. That's why I definitely think Together is a comedy horror movie, because my feelings were, yes, it was weird, creepy and all that, but it was very funny. Like that movie overall is very funny.
All right. Horace Butler III says Weapons was a wild flick. Everybody, then there's people leaving because they don't want spoilers. Ian says, I think the machine gun symbolizes what the danger represented regarding what those kids could do, and Gladys couldn't see it despite figuratively loading the gun.
Well, to me, the machine gun is straight up, they are weapons. And like,
but she wasn't building.
He eventually realizes that. When he eventually realizes that, when he realizes that they're literally like heat-seeking missiles with their arms and shit. But I think that's what that signified. I think because what that scene was, I feel like, was his subconscious. And so he was already picking up on these different things, but he hadn't figured out how to put the pieces together kind of thing. And so to me, the machine gun was like a symbolizing that they're literally weapons. Like, you know what I mean? Like almost like smacking you in the forehead and being like, look, they're literally weapons. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's why I felt like they literally used a machine gun. I don't think it was a great
I'm not sure
choice. Yet. I thought it was a little weird personally. Like, I don't know if I would have, I thought it was a little bit cheesy, but
yeah, I don't know.
I think that's what it was meant to signify.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm there yet, but I gotta.
And the countdown timer, I think, represented that they're literally running out of time, because she's using them all as like batteries. So like, there's only so much before they would have been completely drained, I think, you know?
Yeah. South London Reseller says her spitting into her spell was cool. Yeah. He says witchers in folklore gravitate to children. I like how the children. Well, sorry, I took the spoiler tag off. So if anybody's coming in, Matt says absolutely way too long. Made me laugh. Felt like Benny Hill when she was running. Yeah, I agree. Nightingale says,
well, yeah, I was laughing. I think everybody in the theater. I was in a totally packed theater. We were all laughing at that scene. I was never talking about that scene as not being laugh out loud funny. Like I think you are meant to be laughing out loud in that scene. It's like I wasn't. That's why I kept saying no. I'm not saying that scene. I'm just saying the black humor in general was throughout the movie, but it wasn't all laughing out loud. And like, you don't have to laugh out loud for it to be black humor is what I was trying to get across. It's just like, it doesn't have to, like, humor doesn't always have to make you like burst out laughing. There's different levels to something being humorous.
Christoph
especially
says,
comedy. Like, comedy and horror are like one and the same, because that's where horror kind of was birthed. Like in the Divine Comedy, you know what I mean? Like, and that's where the term comedy comes from. Like, it's very horrific. Like Dante's, journey is straight up horror.
Christoph says Weapons was good. Sinners was great. Weapons dragged a little till halfway through. Then it was awesome. I disagree.
I don't agree. Yep.
I think the pacing was very good in this movie. And I think the mystery element of it also helped keep you interested.
Oh yeah. That's what I was going to say. The tension of this movie, like the mysterious quality, like I was engrossed completely. Whenever I'm in a movie and I'm really struggling to get up to pee, like that's my personal barometer. You know what I mean? Like if a movie has really got me, it's one where I'm like really crossing my legs because there's never a movie I don't have to pee. I'm a diabetic. Like there's never ever a movie I go to that I don't have to go at least once during the movie. It's just part of being a diabetic. You pee a lot.
Yeah.
But if I'm struggling because I'm like really don't want to get up, and I got up at the worst fucking time. I got up right when she gets to the principal's house.
Oh.
So I missed that whole thing with the boyfriend. I finally saw it last night. My friend told me what happened, but like, because when I came back, he was already running like he was a missile coming after the teacher. But I missed that whole part where he kills his husband and everything.
SS says, are purple lights on sale right now? No, Kanan has a purple background and mine is a screenshot. I have a green screen thing going on, but the lighting just happened to be purple.
You said it backwards. You have a purple background. I have purple lights.
Oh, sorry. Yes, that's what I meant. He also
I just
says,
go with my mood. If you're not familiar with my channel, like I change my lights, every few weeks, just depending on my mood. And I'm feeling purple right now, but if you don't like it, fuck off.
James Roddy's in the chat. What's up, James? He says, I appreciated that it leaned into witchcraft and kept true to it. Also, the ending was fantastic.
That's what I was talking about, on how I liked that it had that old world witch feel, like the actual genuinely scary feel, where without like having to be a period piece, you know what I mean? And it didn't have to like go into all this stuff, or it was like able to still be a very modern movie taking place right now, but still have that old world creepy magical feel to it.
Yeah. 90 says, hey, Kanan and DJ. Hello, everyone. I loved Weapons. I liked how the AK-47 showed they were like bullets, all being activated all at 2:17 a.m. A semi-automatic of witchcraft. All right. Well,
Yep.
All right. If you're here, sorry if you're getting it spoiled for you. I'm going to keep the spoiler up while we go through these.
Yeah.
Casey says, hey, isn't there a Win to Pee app? Don't use that. You should not leave during movies.
There is such a thing. I didn't even know there was such a thing. And plus, I've
heard of it before.
Anyway.
Yeah, I've heard of it before.
Use it anyway.
It's an app that says when in a movie it slows down and there's nothing worth watching, so you can go pee during the movie. And it's like, I don't know if I believe in that. Because like if a movie's bad enough that you're not interested in going to watch what's happened, then it's just bad. You should be interested in seeing the next scene all the time.
Well, I never give a fuck, because like if I do miss something, I almost always rewatch any movie that's worth, like any movie that's up there as far as ones that I really enjoy this year, I've seen at least twice. So like, because it's my job and I have to review movies, I see most movies more than once. So like it doesn't, all I was talking about is that if a movie has me that engrossed that I'm struggling to get up to go pee, that means that it's not losing me. Yeah. Because a lot of movies, even ones that I think are good, they'll be in the middle somewhere. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm good. I can go pee. Like, I don't care. Like, it's not a big deal.
All right. I think that's going to do it for us. I think
is that all the chat.
That's all the chat. We are caught up. We are live with the chat now. So
I like the red ones.
you told me to not read
SS?
all of the chats, so I didn't. But yeah, so that's it.
What about all these comments here that you didn't read?
What are you talking about? I've read all these.
What?
You told
What are
me
you
to
talking
go back.
about?
I read
Real
that one.
tweakers are way scarier than zombies. Tweakers are determined. I didn't see any of these. What are you talking about?
Because you were probably talking over me.
They're like zombies. The drive cars are real. What?
That's what he says a tweaker is. A tweaker is
I
a
don't
zombie
get
that
that.
drives cars and is real.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because it's like regular people are zombified. But no, you didn't read the ones about the colors, the lights.
Oh my god. Sorry, I didn't think that was
There's a
relevant.
bunch of comments that have come in that we haven't read yet. Like,
I
they're still
know.
coming
You
in.
said
Fucking
go back.
read them, ass.
You said go back 15 minutes. I already read
No,
this
I'm
one.
talking about the ones from the last.
I already
10
read
minutes.
this one. I already read this one.
Oh yeah, okay, here we go. No, it's this
All
one. This one. What is this? Chicken hawks are way scarier than witches. What does that mean? What's a chicken hawk?
This is the Kanan show now because he didn't want to listen to me when I was reading the chats. So
You
he's
read
gonna
this chicken hawk one?
He's gonna go and reread chats for you guys.
No, did you read this chicken hawk one?
Oh, I didn't read that one. I have no idea. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Well, that's all I was talking about.
Okay.
All our purple lights died. Getting more this year. Need green. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, get the LED, man. Because like my lights are any color I want. And like they're not that expensive. I mean, mine aren't cheap, but you can get like, programmable lights now, like pretty cheap. And they're just fun because you can program them to be whatever mood you're in. Like in the living room, my sister has these like strips, these LED strips. I think they're like $20 or $30 off Amazon. But they're fun because you could just kind of make the environment and whatever. It could be in your bedroom or whatever. Like you want to add a little mood. It's fun.
All right, last question, and then we gotta get out of here. It's way past my bedtime.
Well, I know. I need to take a shower and eat.
David Kobus says, Alien Earth, thoughts? I have not seen it. I have no interest in seeing it, so I defer my time to Kanan.
Why?
Because there is nothing about that show that interests me.
What are you talking about? The trailer looks amazing.
Okay.
Is it just because you didn't like Alien? What's it called?
The last 3 Alien
Romulus?
movies came out? Yes. That has something to do with it. I've kind of given up on the franchise.
Well, this is like totally different writers.
Thank God.
But they just dropped it's new writers and directors, but they just dropped the first 2 episodes last night. I just binged Dexter, dude. Are you a Dexter fan?
Up to the 4th season.
Yeah, and
after
the
Trinity,
last couple seasons of Dexter
dropping
had
off
been just
real
the
bad.
last couple seasons had not been good. But I kept hearing people saying, like, dude, I'm telling you, this new season, like, totally redeems the show. And I did not believe it, but I was like, fuck it, I'll watch the first episode and see. It is the best season since Trinity, dude. Like, it's crazy. Like, they did such a good job. What I also really like is you don't have to have watched any of the shows. Like, they do a really good job of, like, kind of getting you up to speed without, like, doing a bunch of, like, like dumping stuff so that you know what's going on. Yeah, I'm really impressed with the writing on this season.
All right, but he asked about Alien Earth. Have you seen it?
Mm-mm. Like I said, they just dropped the first 2 episodes, I think, yesterday.
Oh, okay. Well, then, sorry. Maybe we'll talk about it next week. I don't know, but I have no interest in watching it. But anyway, all right.
I probably won't watch it until because it's hard for me to watch shows as it is, but especially on a weekly thing. So more than likely, if I watch it, or I'm sure I will end up watching it eventually, but I might end up waiting until like it's all out so that I could just kind of one day be like, I'm just going to binge all this shit. Yeah. Like that's what I just did with Dexter Resurrection. But Yeah, I'm telling you, if Dexter lost you, like it did most people, this is worth checking back in. Like, at least watch the first episode. Because, dude, there's so many, like David Dismalchin's in it, and he's fucking awesome. He plays a serial killer, and he is so good in it. But there's like a bunch of celebrities like that are like really likable horror people, like people that you like. Uma Thurman. Uma Thurman's in it, and it's fucking great. She's this super scary, creepy, fucking like killer. I don't even know exactly what you call her, like a bodyguard meets serial killer or something. But and then there's what's his name? Damn it, the short dude that was in Game of Thrones, and he's
Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage is one of the main characters this season. He's this billionaire who is like super sadistic but funny and like just a great. I'm telling you, dude, this season is so much fun. I'm like, dude, it's seriously one of the best TV series like seasons I've seen from anything in a while. Like,
all right,
very fun.
There's your plug for the new season of Dexter from the Death Rattle podcast. Host Kanan Becker likes it. You should watch it. All right, that's going to take us out. Thanks, guys, for coming and watching. We're going to be here next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. on the West Coast, and whatever time it is out there on the other side of the pond. But thanks again, guys. We appreciate you. We'll talk to you next week. Stay cool.
Later, guys.
Bye.